you can't get in trouble listening. You can't actually get really, it's so safe. It's maybe the safest thing to do out there in the whole world, especially for when you start looking at return on investment. Like, for the amount of time and energy it takes to just stop, just chill and listen to what's happening out there. The payoff is so ridiculously large when you're capable of doing that. Like there's no cost and unbelievable levels of benefit that become available. And yet many of us find it I can't tell you how many times I'll be speaking this, like if I speak at a keynote and there's 50 or 100 people in the room and I say something like this, I see people in the room just shaking their head like, no, I'm never going to listen to that stuff. Why do I have to listen to that stuff? Why would I, he's psychotic or they're psychopathological or, they're just dead wrong. Why would I have to waste my precious time even listening to them?
Yeah.
And I'm saying that there is some deep value in working that muscle to learn how to listen to everything that's going on in the world. And that gives you the greatest starting point, the greatest launching point to doing, like the more you know where you are, the better chance you have to get where you're going. I mean, that GPS, sort of GPS technology, like, GPS can't get you from here to New York unless it knows exactly where here is. And you
Right.
can't go anywhere that you're going unless you know exactly where you are. And the only way you're going to know where you are is by opening your ears and your mind and your listening to what's really going on in the world around you so that you get access to where you really are. So you can make decisions to move in the direction that's important to you based on your true essence, your true voice, and your capacity to communicate and connect with other people.
Yeah, that's yeah, beautifully said. And when you were saying there's nothing safer than that, and the benefits are just astronomical, right? And I was, as you were saying that, I was also kind of thinking, um, for the person listening, of course, there's so much that they can gain from not talking and actually listening and paying attention to what someone is saying. It could be very informative. It could help add some color to some predispositions that you may have had, some assumptions you may have had. And then on the other side, right, because we were actually talking about this earlier, how everyone really wants to be heard.
Right.
So that opportunity for you to listen is also an opportunity for someone else to feel heard.
Exactly.
And that alone is so cathartic, right? It can be, even if it's coming off as they're upset or that they just don't think highly of you or whatever, as you're taking this in and as you're listening to why they think what they think, that alone is such a release for them to be able to finally have an opportunity. Like it's probably not something that just popped into their mind. It's something they wanted to get off their chest more than likely, and it's something that they really wanted to get out. And maybe something you said kind of set them off, and they now here they are, and they're spewing forth all these things that they were holding inside, and they've had a chance to get it out. You've had a chance to learn about potentially what you were not aware of that this person was going through, or why they thought that way, or something you did that this person is making obvious to you now that you're like, I didn't realize I did that. So there's so many benefits to that, to listening, like you were saying. And
Exactly.
so it's so true. It's so true. Yet at the same time, it's so safe, and it's almost as if that people, that primal fight or flight, right, that we had when we were back in the old days, where this could be a life-threatening situation, and now we're talking about a conversation but having the same reaction sometimes, and we're not allowing ourselves to just be present. We always want to make sure that we're defending ourselves and not giving that whole exchange an opportunity to develop in a new way.
Exactly. And, it does take practice. And that's the other thing. It's like, if you're not doing it, if you're one of your listeners is listening right now and you know who you are and you're not doing it, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's really okay. You don't have to tear yourself into shreds for not being able to listen to someone else. Although I do invite you the next time you get an opportunity to actually listen to someone you disagree with.